K9RMR.
K9RMR.
This is Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, repeat, K9RMR, currently monitoring. K9RMR, I heard somebody break squelch, but that's all I got, so if you can, say again, please. K9RMR, currently monitoring. This is Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, repeat, this is K9RMR. I'm getting a signal from somebody, but I'm not getting any audio. If you could try again, please. K9RMR, repeat, K9RMR, currently monitoring on digital. This is Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, repeat, this is K9RMR, currently monitoring from Taylorsville, Indiana, on the D-Star digital mode. Repeat, this is Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, that's K9RMR, currently monitoring. K9RMR, no response on digital D-Star mode, so I'm going back to analog. Repeat, this is K9RMR, switching back to, switching off the D-Star and going back to analog. 73 clear. This is Kilo 9, Romeo, Mike, Romeo, repeat, this is K9RMR, currently monitoring. K9RMR, no response of any kind, 73 clear. This is K9RMR, I got a little bit of a signal there, but no audio. If you can, transmit again, please. K9RMR, currently monitoring. K9RMR, currently monitoring.
Hey Randall, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing okay. What's up with you?
Running to get some Domino's. Think I'm gonna try their Alfredo tonight. Is my midnight snack, so to speak.
Well, I prefer the stuffed crust myself, so that stuff, if they do it right, it's really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I usually get that over at Papa John's. I'll get that stuffed crust with Works. Oh my gosh, that is the bomb. You're right.
Well, I wasn't hungry, but now I'm starting to get hungry. so you're not helping me any.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. How's about scooting around? News, I don't know how true it is. They said they got a Ukraine pilot that shot down 6 Russian fighters in one day, making him the first ace since World War II in the European theater. I'm like, holy cow, if that pans out to be true, that's pretty remarkable, feat.
Was that supposed to be happening today, or did that supposedly happen today, or in the last day or something?
I think in the past 72 hours, I'm not sure exactly which day. I think we lag like a day behind, I think is the way it works. But it sounds like the Ukrainians are putting up significant resistance, making them pay for every inch, which is all you can really ask. And It really shows the importance of a Second Amendment, having a strong Second Amendment to support your country, you know.
Well, the last thing I heard was they were on their way to the nuclear power plant, on their way to wherever they were going, and everybody was worried they're going to do something to the nuclear power plant. So that's what I heard the last I heard. So
Yeah, I don't think I got that one.
well, apparently the ground troops were going. They were on their way to wherever they were going, and that nuclear power plant was, you know, the one that leaked or whatever back in the 80s. Was on their way, and they were afraid that they were going to take it over and do stuff to it and cause all kinds of problems. So, from what I've seen on the news, it looks pretty bad over there.
Yeah, I saw Germany agreed to give them like 1,000 anti-tank missiles, 1,000 anti-aircraft missiles. NATO was sending some anti-aircraft stuff. I guess America's sending the airborne over there to Poland, and Poland is providing some supplies to the Ukraine. But so it may not go over as easy as they thought. I don't know. They certainly giving them a good fight for what resources they have. That's for sure.
Well, it sounds like they're pretty serious. If they had one pilot shoot down 6 planes or whatever, I don't even know what they're fighting over. I mean, all I know is that they're fighting.
Apparently, Russia wants them back in the fold. They want to live the old days of Russia. That's about what I got from it. Putin, their leader over there in Russia, is wanting them to be part of Russia, and they want to be part of the European culture because they are part of Europe, you know. But I don't know. This thing could quickly escalate. That's for sure. Don't know what there is other than that. Maybe strategic advantage to having a little bit of land that's providing a border between you and the rest of the world, but who knows?
Well, all I know is everybody's saying you're stock up on your food, and your gasoline, and all your stuff because the prices are going up and everything. And I heard a thing on YouTube. They were saying on one of the news channels that they were expecting gas in New York to be up to $6 in 2 weeks. So whether that's true or not, who knows? I guess we'll find out. But that sounds pretty bad. I noticed at the gas pump here in Taylorsville, it's over almost $3.50. It went from like $1.99 to like $2 or $3. What was it? $3.47 or something. So prices are going up. So I don't know how. I really don't understand how what goes on over there affects over here, but I'm a little worried, I'll be honest, but I don't know. We'll just see what happens.
Well, KB5SBX Friday. Well, gas prices were going up anyway because the current administration made it so that we're not energy independent no more. So he kind of jacked the country on that one. And that's why the prices went up to begin with. Then you got the same administration has been jacking around with everything else and letting inflation run wild, where inflation was on the decline, job numbers were up. So, you know, just take your frustration out when you go to vote. That's what I say. You know, just remember that when it comes voting time. Hold whoever's in office accountable. That's the way it should be. But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with the Ukraine. I think they're putting up a tremendous fight, and I have the utmost respect for them. There's not a lot of people that will say they'd rather die in the street defending their country than to, have to become part of Russia. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough about it to, I hope hope the good guys win and hope the bad guys don't win. That's about all I know. So, like I said, I don't keep up with it enough to know, but I mean, it's just, you know, I just think it's a sad situation all the way around.
It is, and I saw the British had moved a column of tanks and men over to, what was that country? Give me a second. It was Estonia or where they moved them to, but they man, the Brits ain't laying down either. They're like, Oh yeah, what is Estonia? And so it was Estonia that they moved a bunch of tanks to with men. So they're not gonna play this game of allowing him to just roll across Europe. The Germans are on high alert. So, man, it's just could very quickly explode into World War III.
Well, I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, from what I know of it, but I don't know. I don't keep like I said, I don't keep up with it enough, and everything changes every day, so you never know what's going to happen. So, but I've been watching a little bit on the YouTube news feeds and stuff, and it doesn't look good. Cause I mean, every time I've seen a picture, they got houses torn down. I saw a thing the other day where I think it was yesterday, in the newspaper it said 150 people killed in an apartment complex or something where they shot down. I mean, they were going from one place to the other, and was blowing stuff up as they go, and like 150 people got killed, and so it's not good. They need to be stopped. That's for sure.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you got a tyrannical government that's just taking advantage of people.
What always seems to get me is, of course, I guess that's just the way it is, but 5 or 10 people get to decide the actions of hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people. So I don't know. I guess that's just the way it works, though.
Yeah, I'd much rather see peace and not see everybody having to suffer like that myself.
Just seems to me like the people that make all the decisions aren't the one out there doing it. They're always sending somebody else to do the work, and they just sit back in their mansions and do what they got to do what they want to do, or do what they think they got to do. So I don't know. I guess all we can do is sit back, watch, and hope for the best.
I tell you what, my hat's off to the Ukrainian president. They offered him safe passage out of the Ukraine. He said, "No, I don't need a ride. I need some ammunition and guns to defend my country. I'm going to stay and fight." That's awesome.
Yeah, you got to admit, I don't think any of the last couple presidents we had would have done the same under the same situation. Would have done the same thing. So yeah, I have to admit that takes some guts to do that.
Yeah, especially when they're only 2 kilometers away from you.
Well, it's like I said, it's like everything else. It'll be interesting to see. So I mean, it's just you just have to, like I said, hope for the best, and I don't know. We live in a messed up world. That's all I can say. Are you mobile? Are you going to get pizza, or are you having it delivered?
I'm mobile. I'm getting me some root beer right now, and but I'm riding all around. That's just the way it works. Late night, just me and the wife, so we figured, let's just go on out, get something late night snack,
In other words, nobody wants to cook. I got you there. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, some nights it's just not worth messing up the kitchen to do anything. You know, it's just quicker to run out and get something.
You know, Domino's has got pretty good pizza on it. I'll tell you the one I like is what's the name of that place? I can't even think of the name of it right now. It's over there across in Columbus, across from White Castle. Oh, I can't even think of the name of it now, but they got that deal where they make them there, but you take them home and you can either freeze them or cook them. And they got this one pizza, I forget what it's called, but it's like a double pizza. It's like two pizzas on top of one. It's like they make a pizza and they put a pizza on top of it, and you can have like all kinds of different flavors. We had one of those, man. That was delicious. Oh my gosh, they put a lot of pizza sauce on it, a lot of cheese, a lot of different toppings. Oh, it was wonderful. I can't even think of the name of the place now, though.
Papa Murphy's?
That might be it. I'm not sure. It's the one. It's the one over there across the street from White Castle.
Papa Murphy's next to Five Guys and what's the one? Jimmy John's.
Yeah, it's the one next to the Five Guys. That's the one I'm talking about. But yeah, that one, I forget what it's called. It wasn't cheap, but they got like I said, it was like a double layer pizza, and it was delicious. Oh my gosh. I mean, you could go in there and you could tell them you want like 10 or 12 toppings, and I think we paid $25 for one pizza. I mean, it was expensive, but it was good. And plus, it was like 5 or 6 inches thick. So I mean, you can feed a lot of people with one pizza. So I mean, it's been a while because we don't eat pizza a whole lot, but man, it was good.
Yeah, I love me some pizza too. Last time I had Papa Murphy's, it was pretty good. I had some kind of coupon or something, or as they say on Hollywood, a coupon. But I haven't had them in a while. KB5SDX Friday.
K9RMR for station ID. Yeah, they got a lot of places in Columbus that's pretty good to eat at. So I mean, we can't complain.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was just saying. I said there's lots of places in Columbus. Got some pretty good food, so we really shouldn't complain. I remember seeing a thing. What was it? It was on YouTube or something, and they were talking about how back like in the 1400s or whatever, one of the kings of England or whatever was, I forget what it was, but anyway, it was like on the history thing, and they were talking about how he had like 40 chefs and a whole bunch of people to cook for him, and this the people in the castle and all that in England, and how one of the guys talking about it mentioned how they had over 40 groups of chefs and cooks and all this because he could decide he wanted to eat one thing or whatever. I mean, they'd fix like 30 or 40 different things, and if he decided whichever one he wanted, he could eat that one. And they were commenting on how nowadays we can, within about a mile or two, we can go and get about 500 things if we wanted to, really, because there's so many options available.
Nice. Yeah. I'm from New Orleans, and we have good food all over the place. Places that don't have good food don't stay in business very long.
Well, I've never been there, so I hear the food's pretty good. I mean, I've seen stuff on the computer and stuff about the food out there. It's supposed to be really good, so.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is, man. I tell you, that is one thing I do miss is the food down in New Orleans. And there's just stuff I can't simply get here to make the food that I'm used to, or used to be used to, unfortunately. But, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, my brother lives in well, he didn't live in Seattle, but he lives in a small town outside of Seattle, on the other side of the country, of course. And Mom was out there like a year or two ago, and she was just commenting like everywhere they went, they had like fish restaurants or spaghetti or crawfish, or everywhere you went it was like some delicacy. And she was very impressed with all the different, because she was just very impressed with all the different kinds of fancy food that they had out there compared to what we have here.
Yep. I am surprised that Columbus doesn't have more, though, because, it's kind of a diverse community. You would think some of that diversity would have rolled out across the different markets of food.
Well, if you've ever been, the only time I've ever seen a lot of different foods is when they have that ethnic expo. Have you been to that before? And they have like all kinds of food from all the different countries. That's pretty good. I mean, that place. I mean, that they have that downtown by City Hall on that street behind it. Man, they got all kinds of food when they have that thing. But aside from that, that's the only time I've really seen a whole lot of as far as really super diversity. I mean, we got a lot of food. Don't get me wrong. You can go to any store and get a lot of different kinds of food, but to have it fixed the way they fix it, like in different countries or in different parts of the country, that ethnic expo is pretty good.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, I've done that expo before, and it was okay. I enjoyed it. But I'm just surprised there isn't like more diversified restaurants across Columbus. I mean, they've got a lot of Mexican restaurants, more than probably anywhere else I could think of per capita. But they just don't seem to have much of anything else, man. It's kind of funny. It's like you got your standard Applebee's and McDonald's and Burger Kings and all that, but you don't have, I don't know, man. It's just like Mama Rosa's Pizza or something, something like that. Or I think you got like one good Italian restaurant here that's out by the airport. It's kind of funny, I would have thought you would have had a lot more in a city like this, but I guess it could be worse. It could be living in Freetown when you got like one restaurant that's part of a restaurant or something, or a grocery store rather. But anyway, KB5SDX ID.
K9RMR station ID. Well, maybe it has to do with one, they're bigger cities than Columbus, and they probably have more rich people. Hold on. I worked as one summer for a guy doing aerial photography. We did the whole grid mapping of the entire state from the air, and the thing I noticed when you fly over Columbus, I would have never thought this in a million years, but when you fly over Columbus, there is a line, there is literally a line that you can see that divides Columbus in half, and that is a line of swimming pools, which I thought was kind of interesting. I mean, there is literally a line you can see. I assume it's, the rich people have swimming pools and the poor people don't, but there is literally a line you can see that divides Columbus right in half. I mean, it's not a straight line, but it's a line where you can see this side has swimming pools and this side doesn't. And I always thought that was the weirdest thing. But so there's, like I said, Columbus isn't as big as some of these other bigger cities, so there's probably not as many rich people. So that's probably why there's not as many, bigger, fancier, more diverse. I mean, at least that's my theory.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's it. You might be right. I don't know. It does take money to do things. You're right about that. I understand how that works, but still, I don't know, man. I guess down in New Orleans, man, you got people up here. They saw something like that, you know. Probably the closest thing to that I can think of is where you got these food trucks, you know, that pull up and they serve whatever. That's probably, you know, it's you have a lot of that down in New Orleans before there was food trucks. But I don't know. You know, and then they grow the restaurant out of that, you know. So, you know, eventually they do open a real restaurant or something, and that's pretty cool, man, you know. So, but like I said, that's the only thing I miss is the food. But, you know, you got that Creole food down there, and Cajun food. You know, that's basically where you've got influences from all over the world. And that's why the festival you was talking about, it was okay, but if you grew up with that stuff where that's normal, it kind of takes the wind out of the sails, so to speak.
K9RMR for Station ID. Yeah, they, I mean, it's not like it's, I mean, you can go to Walmart or Kroger's or something like that, and you can pretty much buy anything you want, but I think the difference is having somebody that knows how to, you know what I'm saying, having people that know how to cook it and cook it right. I mean, there's a big difference there between just being able to have the ingredients and having somebody that really knows how to cook it.
KB5SDX ID. Well, I brought my chef with me. You know, we used to take a ride every now and then over to Jungle Jim's, but the last time we went to Jungle Jim's over there in Ohio, they didn't have all the stuff that we wanted. You know, all the spices and different things that you use. So, you know, we usually have to shop around just to get spices and things like that we need. And, you know, sometimes we have to order them off the internet. But order them from family, have them send us a care package up here. But, you know, you make do, you know. But, I don't know. It just surprises me because, like I said, Columbus has a lot of diversity, so you would expect that some of those influences would start to stimulate the palate, so to speak.
Well, you never know. Things are always changing, so we could get some more. But one thing I've learned about Columbus is if they took their food as serious as they did their architecture, I mean, every time I turn around, they're building some kind of new architecture thing or something like that. So, like I said, I agree with you. I think I'm surprised they don't have more than they do as far as that goes. But I don't know. It is what it is.
How true it is. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they always advertise different by design. All I see is they put an obstruction on the interstate, and I want that 6 lanes to go all the way on up to Indianapolis. That would be a beautiful thing then. That'd make my trips down to Louisville go quick. But instead, they had to put a special by design. Does that mean they rode the short bus to design the city? I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure it's special. Anyway. Oh, Randall, I'm going to have to let you go, though, because I'm almost home, and I'm going to go eat my food while it's good and hot. KB5SDX, Randall, I'm going to be clear on your final. I wish you 73s, and you have a good evening, man. KB5SDX.
Yeah, I heard your wife in the background yelling at you, or talking to you. Yeah, my mom, she doesn't like those roundabouts. That's what her big gripe is. So anyway, yeah, listen, appreciate you hollering at you, and we'll talk to you later. And you guys have a good evening, a good meal, and like I said, I'll talk at you later. This is K9RMR saying good night, God bless, 73, and I am clear.